Please find my response to the question posed as part of the Digital Media Supervisor position application. This presentation addresses what I find to be the most frustrating process in my day-to-day as a DSR, the custom sponsorship PO process. We've all been there, all of us DSRs at least. Our planner sends over a plan and a PO, and we work for a couple of days to decipher it before the PO kickoff call. We've asked our planner 1,001 questions and go into the call confident that we've done all that we can up until this point. We sit and listen as creative creation and timelines are discussed and offer insight around roadblocks, start dates, etc. when we're asked. Inventory creation comes up briefly, usually just as a discussion of who will make the request, and we leave the call having gained a bit more insight into the work that will go into this sponsorship, but no clear understanding of our own next steps. A few weeks go by before we realize that we really should start getting these lines booked out in Solbright. Problem is, we don't even know where to start. Where are our booking scenarios? We reach out to execution for this information. Execution points us to strat planning. We reach out to strat planning. Strat planning points us to traffic. And before we know it, another week has passed and we're nowhere closer to getting the deal booked out, not only causing ourselves and the sales team anxiety, but also raising issues with accurate forecasting in Solbright. We finally make headway with consistent follow-up, downright pestering, usually of our traffic supervisors, who eventually make magic happen. Wouldn't the world, and by world I mean Turner Digital, be a better place if all of this back and forth ceased to exist? If there was clear ownership of each of the steps that go into inventory creation for custom sponsorships and how that inventory gets translated into booking scenarios and communicated to the DSR? I sure think so. And I think it would look something like this. Just like with many Turner Digital sales, an RFP would be issued to which the sales team, with the help of promotions, prepares a response. The AE would pitch the deal, and if all things go according to plan, the client agrees to the buy. The sales planner then fills out the PO form and submits it to execution, who immediately schedules the PO kickoff call. Along with the usual suspects, promotions, execution, the site team, and the DSR, a traffic supervisor will also always join the call to ensure there's complete understanding around the inventory that will need to be created for the custom sponsorship. Once the details of creation are established, the site lead requests the inventory, and given the prior knowledge the traffic supervisor has of the deal, he or she will confirm that the IRF is complete and accurate. Similar to the process today, the traffic supervisor will then monitor the creation progress by way of the JIRA ticket. When inventory creation is finished, he or she will ensure that all inventory is added or activated in Solbright, and then loop in strat planning to make sure there's agreement by all parties around what should be booked. STPL will then alert the DSR that booking scenarios have been finalized and will share detailed instructions for each sponsorship piece. The DSR will then book the deal in Solbright, making note of any outstanding questions and/or issues that arise. About 3 weeks prior to launch, a second PO call will take place, in which all parties will provide a status update and all remaining questions will be addressed. Following this call, all remaining steps should be understood and completed, and the sponsorship should be ready to launch in its entirety. Finally, a PO completion call will be scheduled about a week after go live that allows for check-in around any issues and/or confirmation that launch has been successful. It is my firm belief that including a traffic supervisor early and consistently throughout the PO process, as well as extending that process, will help to ease the confusion and frustration that currently exists. Like with any process change, a communication strategy will need to be developed. It should start with an alignment session whereby the managers of the stakeholder groups come together and agree that the PO custom sponsorship process needs to be improved upon. The aim of this meeting will be to determine a clear goal and agree on the changes that will help to achieve this goal. Included in this discussion will also be an understanding of the metrics that will be used to measure success. In this case, they might include time spent on the back and forth between invested parties and the number of mistakes made throughout the PO process, up to and including sponsorship launch. Next, the audience, who needs to know about these changes and when, should be determined. A strategy for informing these individuals should be developed, whether by email or in person, and communication should be launched according to that plan. The proposed process changes should be implemented, and progress should be evaluated against the agreed upon metrics. This process should then be refined as necessary. To reiterate, implementing these changes should help to ease some of the frustrations currently associated with the PO custom sponsorship process and help to make these deals a more pleasant experience for all. Thanks for watching.